Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy. We are back with a whole bunch of wasps. We have 3 different wasps to take a look at today. So, hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Back and Forth channel. Stick around to the end of the video so you can see the ridiculous size comparison. And it's going to be a hilarious and cute one as always. So we do that in every video. Actually, it's interesting. Given that I'm going to be doing all these Waspinators, I'd like to see who can go back to all of my full-length videos and check all my size comparisons. And in one of them, you will find something that is much more applicable as a size comparison for these Waspinators than what I'm using today or anything else I could possibly use. So I'm curious to see if somebody could track that down and get back to me and let me know what they found. Comment downstairs and tell me which video has the most appropriate size comparison for the video I'm doing now, these 3 Waspinators. So welcome back everybody. Slide your thumb down, like this video right now, because you will forget to if you don't, and crush that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Those were in the opposite order. And then you'll be the first person notified when my next video drops. Shorts are doing really well. We are just about to hit 200 subs, which again, like I said, at 100 doesn't seem like a lot to many people, but it's incremental progress in the right direction for me. I'm super proud of my accomplishment. I'm very grateful, humbled, and thankful to all of you out there who are part of this in growing this channel. We're going to get somewhere someday, and you guys will be able to say you were here at the inception of the Back and Forth channel. So I just wanted to say a quick blurb about that. Right here we have the 10th anniversary American release Beast Wars Waspinator. Now this specific figure, this whole set was given to me by a very close friend, my main man Puck, and I wanted to be able to show all of these. He was so nice to donate them to the channel so we could do these videos. This video, or these figures are very loose. I find a lot of their pegging abilities to become very loose quickly over time, even through very little usage. There is some cracking issues that will happen with some of the yellow plastic that I'll point out in this figure, some loosening. There's so many ball joints, it's ridiculous. But overall, pretty cool figure. So let's take a look at this first one. As soon as I pick this up, these legs are going to want to drop at the back, and the arms will probably want to fold out as well. There goes that one leg. And down here, these guys, there are some pegs here that fit into these slats. Those like to come undone, so I'm just going to take those off now, and we're going to try to take a look at this crazy Waspinator in wasp form. So he's got the 2 legs up front. These 2 legs are supposed to kind of kick out a la cricket at the back, which is kind of cool. These wings still somewhat stay in place. Here's his stinger weapon. There is no missile for this one, but the stinger launcher is in effect. And you can see the back there. And then on the bottom, you can kind of see some hollow bits and some fists pressed up against his face. But overall, it's a pretty cool looking figure. Now, as a friend of mine pointed out, with the Telemocha series, they really got the coloring cartoon accurate and put a lot more time and effort into the decoing. So take a look at that little insignia there. And let's get right into the transformation, shall we? Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. First thing you're going to want to do is pull out his stinger. You know, funny story. I've only ever been stung by something once in my life. And it was a wasp that got into my house. And if you guys search back through those videos to go through those size comparisons, you'll find something pretty cool. Okay, so next you want to... these thighs, these green thighs, untab. There's a little peg there, so you can see peg there, hole there. And those just, you can just fold those down and out of the way for now. Second side, easy ride. We'll fold that down. And while we're here, I'm going to show you this aforementioned Bustos plastic. Yo! Sad. So that's about to go to the netherworld pretty soon, but these yellow goldish plastic pieces are very brittle, very, very soft and malleable, so please be careful. I'm probably going to fix that with shoe goo or epoxy or something, but something I'm aware of, just being careful. I did get a hold of the donor immediately and say, I didn't do this, and he was well aware of it, so that makes me happy. So, okay. Once you've got these legs folded out, you've got this hip piece that unclips, and you're just going to clip it up. You can bring these thighs down as you do and clip that in place. That'll let you move his legs to their proper position, and you can just kind of get them straightened out. Now these guys, these shin bones that are out of the leg have a little peg, and so you're going to want to turn these around like this, so that that little peg is facing forward and goes into that little hole in there. There's like a little depression, it's not even a hole. And then that leg can somewhat be snapped into place. Second side, easy ride. So I think this one I'm going to be very careful with because it's on that bustos joint. So I'm just going to take it off to manipulate it for now. And what you would do is you would spin this around so that that peg is facing that hole, and then just kind of finesse that in. Then I can bring this back to where it should be and just reach under here and pop that in. Okay, and once you've got that done, that's pretty much the legs and feet. Then we can move up here, and you would have, if these were nice and pegged in, open these arms, and they have double hinges here to swing all the way out. So these slide, the forearms, and then the shoulders as well. Slide all the way out. And from there you can bring these arms down. I like to keep these shoulders out to the side while kind of turning these hands to get them in the right orientation. Some people like to put the legs back, the insect legs. I like to put them kind of out at 180. And so we'll do the same on the other side. We're going to bring it down and then spinsies. That's too much spinsies. There we go. So there's his arms pretty much done. And then you can come to the head. So the head, you just bend forward like that, which separates these two halves. They slide over to the sides. And then there's a peg there on the inside of the head there. And there's a hole there. There's a hole there. Right there. And on the other side, there's a little slot. And that's where those pieces of the head clip into, just to keep them where they're supposed to be. With age, these do become something that doesn't hold very well, but mine seems to hold very well. And there is his bug head. Ew, gross. And let's see how he does for obligatory stacks on stacks on stacks duty. Oh, no doubt, he does it. And of course, we can grab his weapon. Let's take a look at his stinger missile. Watch out, I'll sting you. Boop, boop. And so there's a little spring mechanism in here. Looks in perfect repair, actually. And I'm sure I've got plenty of missiles that would fit in there in my parts bag. But let's give him his weapon. There we go. And that is Waspinator in robot form. And as you can see, in this specific mode, he comes with his bug head as the one that is his main head. Now, he does have the robot head gimmick. And before we take a look at that, let's just take a look at the transformer itself. Really nice detail. But as my colleague pointed out, it could be better. And they didn't really go all out, per se, on the engineering aspects of this Waspinator. These wings are known to come off easily and get really loose, come out of these ball sockets. There's a nice little trick to stiffen those up with some nail polish hardener, enamel or whatever, and I'm going to do that for my colleagues so that they stay a little stronger. So that's what Waspinator looks like in that form. Now, in order to get to his other head, you want to separate these from the pegs that they were attached to on the side, just like that, and then pull this middle section down, go to the back, flip this back section down, and that will allow you to flipsicles, flipsicles. Close this back up. There is a peg back there. that snaps into this hole, so make sure that that's lined up properly, like so. Flip it back to the front. Let's get this panel back up. And there's a peg on the front there too that snaps into place. And then you can connect the head to those pegs so it will stay still. And dun 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 dun. And this is his robot head. It looks like he is wearing actual shades, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty tight head sculpt, I'm gonna say. I like the way this looks in robot form, I must admit. Beast Wars are not my personal favorite Transformers as far as lines go, but due to the enthusiasm of one of my colleagues who's into Beast Wars, I've kind of got a small affinity for them now, so that's what he looks like. Bzzz, I will sting you! And they will. So, this is the back and forth channel. Everything goes back and forth, but before we do that, let's put this way over here. Stand on your stacks, on stacks, on stacks. Duty! And take your weapon. I've got a treat for you. We're also going to take a look at the packaging for said Beast Wars 10th anniversary Waspinator. So this is the original packaging, which is very, very cool. There's, first of all, this build transmutate includes part 1 of 6. Now that's something I've never seen before. It's this weird, very, very detailed looking head thing that becomes part of all this. So it's just another little gimmick. In each 6 transmutate packages, you could get a different portion, 1 through 6, this one being the head package. You could collect them all to form transmutate, to build transmutate. So that was a cool thing that I'd never seen or heard of before. And that's in here. And so there's one with all of his parts, rockets, and even the DVD way back there. You can see up in the top corner for the 10th anniversary. So very cool packaging. Let's just take a look at the side there, if we can get some of it into camera. And then the back. Cyber Venom Stinger Cannon with firing projectile. Boo! Let's get some stats on stats on stats. Sweet. This video is going to be long. So that's his packaging. So that's just a cool little addition. And then, as if that wasn't cool enough, we have... Can I get any of this into camera? It's doubtful. This is the Telemocha TM-04 Waspeeter. So there is the Japanese issue. This is the response to the 10th anniversary line of Beast Wars in Japan. This came out in 2007. And the Beast Wars that I showed you just before that came out in 96, I want to say. No, 2005. Came in 2005, sorry. And the DVD comes in a little DVD case itself with an episode, some stills, and a little more business. And the Telemocha, much, much more accurate. So I'm really hoping that you can see the difference there between all of them. I'll try to hold them up at some point in time in this video. We can get to the back for those stats on stats on stats. A little more information there and some pictures of the entire battle. So that is the Telemocha, and we're going to open that up and take a look at them side by side. Okay, so here is the Telemocha TM-04 version of Waspeeter. And I can already tell quite a few differences in the color scheme. It definitely looks better, I would say, in some regards. That head sculpt is quite nice. The paint's very, very nice. All the shades of paint they used in this are quite nice, but there are a lot of similarities too. The wings are very similar. Arms and the bottom look quite a bit different, with some of the paint being, the yellows being replaced by greens. Just a lot more uniform in general. But quite nice. The gold instead of the yellow on the legs is a lot nicer. The yellow and brownish, the yellow and black is nicer than the yellow and kind of brown black that's on the other. So this is a much nicer paint scheme, and as I've been told, cartoon accurate. So while we're here, let's let's take this one and transform it as well. So just like we did before, we're going to unplug these legs, swing them down, and swing this down. And then we're going to get these facing forward, but then turn this all the way around so that that peg will go into the right spot in the legs. Second side, easy ride. So let's spin this so that we can, whoops, too much spin. There we go. That should be a little more accurate. Hopefully, there we go. I felt it grab. Then we can come up to the top. We're going to split these arms, bring these shoulder pieces back just like before. Pinch my fingy, and then bring these back like so. Give them a bit of a spinsicles. Second side, easy ride. Bring that down. And then come to the top, get these wings out of the way. Get out of the way, wings. Break this head. Ow, my head. That'll allow these to slide over. And there's that bug head to start again. Just like the other ones. So far, exactly the same. Yeah, I see what they mean by those things don't like to stay in position very well. And I'll swing these out. Oh, we didn't fold those legs up on that hip piece. So let's bring these all the way up like that. Woo wee! Okay. Okay, those aren't too strong on those pegs. They really want to come out of there. But that's okay. Now let's see if I can get him to stand. Oh, he is not as willing to stand for his stacks on stacks on stacks duty. What a little bastard. Come on now. Come on now. Let's see, could he rest against this? No, he won't even do that. What a pain, what a pain. So this guy does not want to stand. That sucks, and I wonder if I can bring some of his weight forward. Like this. Aha! And play off the old science class. Let's put him there, hoping that he stays. Now I do realize that one is in robot head mode, one's in Beast Wars head mode, but there they are side by side. So you can kind of take a look. I'm going to grab them in a second so you can see them closer, but right off the bat you can see some pretty major differences. The shoulders are different color. There's some gold paint accents here at the joint that there isn't here. Yeah, they're just green here. Then, of course, you've got the difference in the yellow and black striping throughout. You've got a totally different pattern close to this foot than you do here. And I'm going to bring these a little closer so you guys can see. But there is indeed differences. And even the wings are a nicer color on this than they are on this. So let's first take a look at those legs. You can see a pretty good difference there. Oh, his stinger's out and this guy's in. But anyways, you can see that hip piece is yellow on the 10th anniversary and green on the Telemocha. But the colors in general are just so much more vibrant and rich. Even the patterning, the coloring used for the eyes, I think is quite a bit better here than it is here. But yeah, that's some of the differences. Let's take a look at the back. Here you have this kind of black back panel. Here you have a green, just being quite a bit more uniform. Here you've got 4 of these kind of depressions, and here they're straight holes, actual venting. So, I mean, it's probably all personal preference, but the Telemocha, you know, This is a lot cleaner and a lot more cartoon accurate, that's sure, to be sure, but I don't know. This one kind of looks more like a Transformer toy in its, you know, lackluster colors and design, although they're both designed almost exactly the same. So I don't know which one I like more. Which one do you like better? 10th anniversary or Telemocha TM04? Comment downstairs and let me know. Yeah, the wing's almost in this lighting. This one looks kind of like a white wing, and this one kind of looks like almost like a purple wing. Like there's blood or something going through the capillaries of the wing. So that's kind of cool. So this is the back and forth channel. Everything goes back and forth. Let's transform this thing back into a wasp. So in order to get back to where we were, can't believe we're already at 20 minutes. Let's also take a look at this guy's head, because we didn't look at the other head, the robot head. So same thing as before. You just open those sections to give you the clearance to be able to swing this mechanism all the way up, like so. And there's that peg on the back that matches there. And then he's got a pretty sweet head. And we'll close that up. Try to get these into their position. Actually, that seemed to click in a little better than before. And before we go any further, let's just take a look at the two heads side by side. So you got this guy, that's the Telemocha. Then you got this guy, that's the 10th anniversary. 10th anniversary, Telemocha. Yeah, this guy, the gold face is much better than the yellow, but this guy's shades look a lot nicer, look a lot cleaner, I guess. Yeah, that's a good way to tilt it so you can see it all there. This guy's got a very stout chin. So this one, the face and the chin are the same color. And in the 10th anniversary, they're like a painted separately than the face. I think I kind of like this better, actually. So maybe I do like the 10th. I don't know, waffling back and forth. So there's the two. There's what they look like. Let's go back and forth, because that's how we do. So let's put this head back to what it's supposed to be. So we're going to open up this flap, open up this back flap, flip it over. Okay, well, that comes off easily too. This whole thing, man, feels like a constructs toy, the way it just comes apart whenever it likes to. So there's the head. We can slide this piece back together. We can even clip it back together at this point, the head, if you'd like. Like so. And then you're going to clip it back into this back portion, just like that. Okay, so that's the head. Then moving back to the arms, you're going to bring this whole piece in and pivot that arm so that these grooves are facing the piece that's no longer there. So maybe I'll start by getting that put back in. There we go. These grooves facing those pegs so that they go like that. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to bring this portion in, spin this around so that those slots are in the right orientation, and then fold the feet out. Then coming down here to the legs, you're going to untab this hip piece like we did to begin with, slide these legs all the way down in order to get that into the proper orientation. Snap that into place. Now these come all the way up, and before you do that, you're going to untab these, spin these essentially 180 degrees from here. There's a peg there, goes into the hole there, clip, and then that can be kind of like that. Second side, easy ride. So untab this, hold that peg. Now you can hold it at the knee, and then you can turn it 180 degrees, come back down to here, peg that thigh in right there, and same thing as the other side. You're going to just kind of put it at that orientation. These love to come off these little slot pegs, so enjoy that. And then we're just going to put these wings kind of in the same orientation, and there's one. We'll get him over there. So there's Telemocha Man. And let's go do the same thing to this guy here. Why not? 24 minutes. Let's go for the longest video that we've ever done. So we're going to unplug this again, the chest, unplug the back area, and then flip the head around. That same thing happened again. Flip the head around to bring his bug head up. Clip it back into place for his back panel. Bring this. Put that back into place. Lift this head up. Bring it in on those sliders. There's a little peg right there that clips together. And then two pegs right there that clip underneath here. That's the head done. And we can come to the arms just like we did the first time. We're going to swing these in. Turn his arm around so that those slots are facing this tab. Same thing on the other side. Bring that shoulder section in. Fold this up and bring it in to meet that tab in the middle slot. Head likes to come undone. There we go. And then with the legs, we're going to come down here again. Spin this hip section all the way down. Bring these legs in and peg in. Oh, actually before you do that, make sure you spin these parts around. So grab that, spin this whole leg section like that, and then clip in. And then like that. Okay. Same thing on the other side. So unclip this shin bone part. This is the broken part, so I want to be very, very, very careful when spinning this. 180 degrees, sir. I don't know why I say that. I've seen it on something. Mr. Bean? John Cleese? Faulty Towers? I don't know, man. Okay, so there we go. So that's sort of what that's supposed to look like. This one, this Beast Wars one, really does not like to stay together. As I just found out again. Come on, man. You are a Florida Panther. And then, of course, what would life be without your stinger, son? Are you going to rip it like that, son? Okay, so then we're going to try to get this thing to stay somewhat in a position. Oh, no doubt. There you go. Let's see if we can move in just a little bit. There we go. There's both of them. Back in form. Longest video ever so far. And as for the promised and aforementioned size comparison, today we are going with BLAM! The world's smallest dumbbell. This is an easy 700 pounds of cold steel. No, I'm just kidding. I've seen this somewhere. Somebody was selling it. They probably made it for 8 cents and sold it to me for $10,000. But I thought it was super, super cool. I had never seen a chain dumbbell, and I have used dumbbells my entire life. So there is the size comparison of the dumbbell between the two, Waspinator and Waspeeter TM04 Telemocha. So there you go, folks. Thank you so much for coming to the Back and Forth channel. Thank you for your support. If you stuck around for the whole video, holy moly, I can't believe it. Make sure you comment downstairs if you can guess the next Transformer that I'm going to do. There will be a prize sent out to you, compliments of the Back and Forth channel, and your host, Secret Guy. Looking forward to seeing you guys back here on the next video. If you haven't been told recently, love ya, Secret Guy, out.